Hey, it's Brett with the In Kitchen. We are here doing a shop talk at the Impressions virtual show presented by Haynes and our friends at Hirsch. And today I am talking to my good friend, Victoria, or as we call her, Vic, from Inbound Inc., all the way up in Boston, Massachusetts. How's it going, Victoria?
What's up, man? Good to see you. It's crazy that we can't be in person, but it's going all right.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to really hard to not hang out and see people the way that we like to do. But maybe that'll happen sooner than later. At this point, I feel like we're on the downslope. Maybe.
Absolutely. Hopefully.
So anyways, Victoria, tell us a little bit about Inbound Inc., where you're at, what you do, what excites you.
Yeah, I mean, I think coming in every day excites me first and foremost, but Inbound Inc. is a screen printing studio. We're about 6 years old. We're located in Boston, Massachusetts. We're actually a little bit outside Boston. We're in Lynn, Mass, close to Lynn, Salem, if you know anything about the city. But we're in a really rad building with a bunch of other artists. It's this huge building that used to be, it's called the Lydia Pinkham building, but it used to be a building that was made for women's medicine. And it was one of the actually first women like entrepreneurial medicine type situations in the country. So such a cool building, but we're located here. And, you know, what excites me is just getting in here and printing and obviously still being here and weathering the storm. So I think for me, it's been a crazy year where we've actually seen growth. But yeah, that's kind of what excites me.
Do you have any idea what you would attribute that growth to?
You know, I would say figuring it out and just trying to figure out a way to still do business in a changing environment. And so online stores, which I'm sure you can attest to, you know, finding ways with no events to navigate the new era kind of screen printing within this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think being able to kind of sit and I think there was probably a few weeks for us last year for all of us that were very quiet. And one of the beautiful things about that is the quiet allows you to really sit and think. And a lot of the times things are so frantic and you're just putting out fires and you don't really get the opportunity to sit and think about what could make your business better. In a business like yours, where you maybe have relied on those events and such, and you've figured out new ways to bring income, whether that's a fundraiser, store, whatever that may be. Here we're going to come into the future where events are going to start happening again, and you're going to have like these multiple pillars of your business now that you didn't have before. So I think if you've been able to grow through the pandemic, one thing that is really important to think about is you're probably going to grow again when the pandemic subsides a little bit, events start happening. You're still going to have this current stream of business that's been coming in and even helped your business grow. And now you're going to get your old stream of business back, which is going to, I don't know, it could make you grow exponentially at that point. And so being prepared for that is going to be hard. So you might want to start thinking about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's one of those things like you said, I think this past year gave us time to really think about what we would like to grow into. But at the same time, you know, it's scary. And it's one of those things like preparation is key. And, you know, we're not there yet. And I never want to jump the gun, but I also am excited for it. And, you know, my goal is to be like you, Brett. I want to grow up and be like you. That's my dream. I actually have a poster of you in my bedroom, hanging up. I wake up in the morning, I'm be like Brett today.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, but it's one of those things, like definitely being prepared is one thing. And just taking those steps in the right direction, and obviously not trying to grow too fast, but at the same time, I don't want to hold us back. So
do you have a vision of where you want to grow to?
I want to be like you.
And do you really want to
No.
have like a
Uh,
big shop with crazy
um,
amount of employees or?
yeah, no, I think there's like a fine line, and as we grow, I think growing into what fits and fits us. But I don't think that's a hard question. I've always envisioned maybe having one or two more autos, like that would be my dream. But talking with people who do have three or four autos, it's one of those things that they're like, oh man, it was great when we were at two or whatnot. So I think as I grow, I think it's going to be more of a fill out situation. And but I mean, my dream would definitely be to have three autos with a much bigger workload and workforce. But
And what would be,
don't know.
I'm going to ask you a hard question. What would be the point of that? What would be the purpose? Like, what could you do at that level that you can't do right now?
Right. I think for me, playing sports my entire life, like I would that's a hard question, like what's the point of it. I think for me, I would love to work with like sports teams on a major level. I love sports, and you watch a Houston Rockets game or a Celtics game, and they have like the white out or the green out or the blackout. Like, man, like I would love to be a part of that. And we have had opportunities to work with like the Bruins and things like that, larger scale productions. But that takes a huge chunk of our time. Whereas, if I were to have, a couple more autos, things like that, it'd definitely be something we could scale into an everyday type cycle of our business. But that brings up a good point. You made me think. I love being able to come in here every day and fine tune and hands on and work with the smaller businesses as well. Like that's why I fell in love with screen printing. So you got me
Well, that's good. I
stumped.
mean, it's good for everybody to start thinking about that. Sometimes you can grow and
Right.
grow and grow and suddenly be somewhere and think, wow, why did we do this? Or why did we get here? And being able to kind of control, you can control your journey to some degree. I think that's
Mhm.
important. You're obviously really passionate about sports. I think the world needs to know that you were a college basketball player, right?
Back in the day, not
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, so that's like that's big. That's important. And if that's something that's important to you, like being able to be involved in that, whether that's at a high level with the NBA or even at a low level with kids that they're aspiring to go to where you went. Like there's kids out there that their dream is to play in the NCAA, right? Like that's super cool. So you can really affect a lot of people in great ways with your passion. And so I think keeping your passion close to you and letting that be a big part of your purpose is super important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
hey, what's this whole screen printing magazine advisory board? What's going on with that?
So I was asked to be on the screen printing advisory board, and being a newbie in it, I mean, it's unbelievable to see the faces and the people who are involved in this. I mean, the big shots in this industry. So for me, I'm the person who sits back and listens and tries to soak up as much information as I can. And I don't. If I have something to say, it needs to be good, because these guys know what they're talking about. These guys and gals, and for me, it's an amazing opportunity to learn. And I'm the type of person who believes that you never stop learning, and that's the only way you grow. So maybe one day I'll have some information I can add that's helpful, but right now it's just being a part of something that's obviously bigger than myself, bigger than one single shop, and um, learning.
Yeah, I think it's important for you to know, and I think it's important for any shop out there to know, whether you have one press or 16 presses, like you do have a lot to add. And I think getting involved in things is important. Um, People need to hear from you, and they need to hear from your perspective too, because a lot of these guys that might be on these boards or councils or whatever, it's been a long time since they had one press.
Hmm.
And so they need to hear the perspective of what it's like now and what it's like to be growing now and what kind of struggles you're having coming up now. So
Hmm.
being able to voice that, I think, is really important. And
Yeah.
never sell yourself short, because I have been teaching screen printing classes for a long time now, and all it takes is every once in a while a student saying, well, why don't you do it like that? And you're like, wow, it's a pretty good idea. I feel kind of stupid right now, you know? And so always chime in, you know, there's people on that board that want to hear what you have to say. That's why you're there. So I
Yeah,
think that's super cool. When I saw that you were on there, I was super proud of you, and just was like, man, this is so cool to see, you know,
yeah,
people, you know, that are passionate, that want good things to happen, come and be involved, because
absolutely.
it takes people like you, that have that passion to really move our industry forward and do better things.
Absolutely. No, yeah. I agree. And yeah, I mean you said it. So yeah, I appreciate that because I really do. That means a lot coming from you. It really does. And it's one of those things like I want to make sure like I'm taking in as much information as I can from everybody, but that's such a valid point. Like I remember the day that I just had a manual press and I got a job that was probably too big for me at the time, but working those 12, 14, I mean, just you probably remember too. It's just one of those things you kind of forget about it, and as you grow, you don't forget that feeling, but it's one of those things you can grow from it and grow through it. But I thank you for that. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. You deserve it. Um, and for everyone out there that's watching this or listening to this, whether you're a giant shop or a small shop, right? We're all the same. We're in the same boat. We're learning the same things. We're dealing with all the same problems. Whether you have one employee or 40 or 150, you know, we still have to deal with some of the same things. And
Right.
we're all dealing with garment shortages right now. We're all dealing with,
Man.
you know, bad dye lots and dye migration and all kinds of different crazy things. So we're in this together, and I think that's an important thing to understand, that you're not alone out there. So thanks, Victoria. Super cool to talk to you, and just to see you and introduce you to maybe some new people. You guys should get in touch with Victoria. How would people find you? Are you on that Instagram?
Wait, what is it?
Yeah, it's a
Insta what?
yeah.
No, I'm teasing. Yeah, we're on Instagram. At Inbound Inc. is where we're at. You can also find us on Facebook, Inbound Inc., or touch base via email, victoria@inboundinkonline.com. So any of those. You want my cell phone too? I can.
Yeah. What's your social security number? So yeah, connect with Inbound Inc. Connect with Victoria. She's got the industry's ear right now because she's on, you know, these important boards that are great. And thanks for being here. And thanks to Haynes for helping us out. Thanks to Hirsch for helping us out. And Victoria, we'll see you real soon.
Sounds good, brother. Thanks.